Hello and welcome back to the Miles Offside podcast. I'm hosting today, Finley. I'm with Cam, Joe.
Well, that's.
I'm with Cameron, evidently, as he blurts out audio from his phone. I'm with Joe, and we've got a special guest on the podcast today.
Good.
Justin Henderson.
Session.
It's Rob, unfortunately.
Could have fooled me.
We're going to be talking about the Premier League fixtures that have just gone on and comparing them with our predictions, which we've had a bit of a stinker, especially Cameron.
I didn't have that bad.
We're going to talk about the Champions League results in midweek, and we're going to obviously do our quiz as we do every week, as well as a little bit of fun that Rob's come up with at the end, followed by our predictions for next weekend.
Screw you, Dustin.
To start with, we'll just address the elephant in the room. I'm wearing a Borussia Dortmund shirt. Let's just get that disappointment for you two
I personally prefer Joe's Ted Lasso shirt. I personally prefer Roy Kent being on the back of that
wearing a Borussia Dortmund shirt. They beat Newcastle last night 2-0. You're now sitting bottom of your Champions League group.
What a campaign for Newcastle.
Nah, low key, it was kind of expected. Like with the teams there.
All I'd like to say is before you played Dortmund at home, you said to me and Finn, and say it'd been a comfortable 5 or 6 goal victory. So
yeah, at home, not away.
And you got beat.
To be fair to you,
didn't happen.
You've had a plethora of injuries.
And you got a tough group. You've got the toughest group.
We've got
group of death.
For our first year back in the Champions League in what was it, 20 year, and then the injuries we've had, while also having definitely below. We didn't have a Champions League level squad. Let's be real. We had a few.
Not.
We had maybe 4 or 5 players, maybe 5 or 6 players who were Champions League quality. And when I say Champions League quality, I don't mean they could win it. I mean they're good enough to play at that level, like your Brunos, your arguably your Joe Lintons, your Isaacs, your Botmans. But then again, 2 of them are injured.
Yep.
So I mean, I think we fought well. If we can take it into the last group game with a look, with one eye available on at least the Europa League, I think we've had a half-decent campaign with the group round. Because you look at Man United, they got Galatasaray and Copenhagen, and they're struggling. Like, I know Bayern, fair enough, but I personally think we played poorly against Dortmund both times, but I'll point at the San Siro, smashed PSG. I don't think it's too bad.
Cameron, what are your thoughts? The other Newcastle fan on this podcast.
I'm just... you knew it was coming. After like the home tie, you knew we weren't good enough to play against them. I mean, PSG was a shock. Milan draw. I thought we played really well. Obviously, we played well against
beat Arsenal on the weekend.
You beat Arsenal and you beat Manchester United 3-0 in the cup.
Aye, but
beat Man City in the cup.
Yeah,
but like had them now.
I think there's a certain step up in Europe.
I think what really riled Dortmund up as well is the fact I think they got beat at the weekend as well.
Yeah, they got beat 4-0 by Bayern.
Yeah, so I think that sort of like riled them up to like do even more damage. But I don't think we were dreadful last night. I don't think we were good, but I don't think we were dreadful.
We had about a 20-minute spell at the start of the second half where we probably, on another night, I could see us scoring at least one in that 20 minutes, maybe even 2. We just had moments where the last ball or the finish, like Joe Linton missed an absolute sitter.
That was a massive chance.
Like, honestly, you could tell he wasn't number 9 because I think every single other player in our team scores that header. Maybe not all of them get to it, but we had about a 20-minute spell where we probably should have scored. And the second goal, I don't even know what Kieran Trippier is doing. How can you... it's so frustrating when you practice set pieces week in, week out, and then you go into a game and you hit the first man. It's so annoying to watch. Like, how just beat the first man and we don't concede that second goal in that way, and we might get a point because we came into the game a bit, but Dortmund are a great team. They play very slick football. Honestly, as us, we press as a unit, we play as a unit. And when you have a team like Dortmund teams like that just seem to pass us off the park. Teams who are very quick and nippy just seem to just be able to play us off the park. That's why I'm not looking forward to playing Tottenham later in the year, because and it's why we always seem to struggle, I guess, in ways against Liverpool. For me, as maybe this season was a bit of a fluke, but teams who are very quick and nippy on the ball, we struggle against, and that's why we struggle against Dortmund and beat PSG, and that's why I think we might get some of it against Milan. Because I just think they'll be defensive. But yeah, I'm overall not happy with the performance, but it was a very hard group.
Well, I missed the second goal because I was playing Fortnite.
It was a great.
But rewind to the Premier League now, to last weekend, and Man United relieved Erik ten Hag of some pressure as they got an away win.
Very, very
at Fulham.
91st minute.
Did you say the game? It was terrible.
So
It was a really bad game of football. But I got that one right in the score predictions, and I said 1-0.
Yeah.
What did I say? 2-1 Man United.
Bang on.
I just think, I don't know, I'm still confused what Man United are trying to do.
Yeah.
Like Erik ten Hag, when he was at Ajax, was a very possession-dominant team. If anyone watched much of his Ajax team, it was so good on the ball, the way built out the back. And then at Man United, he said he wanted to make one of the best transition teams, one of the best counter-attacking teams in the world, yet it just doesn't look like that. It looks like they look out of ideas every time they go forward. They're very good up to probably in the first phase. They're very good in the first phase. Second and third phase, they may as well just not have players there because it's beyond useless.
Anthony, by the way, is so bad.
So not good
It's
enough.
unbelievable. Like, what baffles me is Ten Hag had him at Ajax, played with him, and decided, he's good enough to play for. Like, I physically can't understand.
The thing is, when you
they need a director of football because some of Ten Hag's signings have been
criminal.
A coach can identify an issue in the squad, but I don't think a coach should have to identify the players.
Have you seen? I mean, it's a complete rumor, but have you seen that they're looking to trade Anthony with someone from? I think it's one of the Brazilian sides that Anthony would go on loan and they'd sign their striker.
No,
I think it's because
I can't
of
see
all,
that
like,
happening.
Anthony
will be on loads of money as well.
I'll tell you what, Anthony will have this year at United, one more year at United, then he'll be over in France or something because he's just not good enough.
Well, Joe got that bang on with the 1-0 win. Rob, you did put 2-1. Cam, me and you put a draw. Which, I mean, was close.
Very, very quickly about that Man United game. How did you all watch it? Yeah.
Seen bits of it.
How good is that Pellegrini, by the way?
Yeah, he's a good player.
So good.
Well, he was going to get a move to Bayern in the summer, but fell through.
Yeah, and Man City. Sorry, I just not go on about that game because it was a pretty boring game. But Pellegrini is so good. It's like he's one of the best players on the pitch. No matter who he plays against, he never looks out of his depth. Sorry, I just had to mention that because I really.
Moving on to the next game. Obviously, not much to say. 1-0 for Man United. It was quite a boring game. Bruno Fernandes saved Erik ten Hag as his manager, but Brentford got a very good win against West Ham. It was 3-2. Only me and Joe scored points in that game.
I said West Ham, didn't I?
Predicted Brentford to win.
I said I could have went either way.
West Ham are terrible, I think. I know they got a good win against Arsenal, but I look at them. I don't rate them at all.
The way I've realised about West Ham, if you play to their weaknesses, which is aerially, they're so bad in the air.
They were without Paqueta and somebody else who I can't remember through suspension. But
levels.
Yeah, but I just think I don't know what they're particularly good at. West Ham, I'm like, you know what I mean? So I expected Brentford to win.
And they
took it off Ben Rama as well.
It means Brentford keep a perfect record over West Ham in the Premier League. Brentford have beaten West Ham every time.
Again, I'm not surprised. Brentford are a very physical team, and I think West Ham are quite weak physically, especially without Rice. Like without Rice, it just looks like they just look like they're about every time. When we played them, they got like very lucky that Kudus is as good as he is because if you see his goal,
Brentford,
Brentford,
goal.
He's unbelievable. I would have loved him at us because I think he would have been perfect that right hand side. I think he's absolutely brilliant. The thing is, if West Ham had a better manager than Moyes, I'd have no doubt in my mind they'd probably be top 6, top 7. They have a better squad than like the teams up there, but
I'm not sure.
I think they have a good team.
Who would you take out of the West Ham team in your team?
Paqueta,
there's one.
Paqueta. Yeah,
Kudus, maybe. That's about it.
Even Kudus, it's very early days with him.
Kudus better than Almiron though.
I'd probably take Ward-Prowse in the squad.
I'd take Ward-Prowse in the squad, Paqueta.
That's about it.
I'd take Bowen. I'd take Bowen and Kudus, Paqueta. Probably the more attacking players.
My point is they've got some good players, but they're not that good a team. I think anyway.
The rest, I mean, their defence is quite poor.
It's Cresswell or Emerson.
Emerson, yeah. I'd take Emerson. He's better than Dan Burn. So.
Yeah. But then I think Lewis Hall's probably like on par with Emerson.
On par with Emerson, yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah, I put 2-1 Brentford. Joe, you put 3-0 Brentford. Robbie put a 1-1 draw. Cam put 2-0 West Ham. You put an away win with a clean sheet. Yeah, I mean, great performance by Brentford. They're keeping their.
You're doing great.
You alright, Joe and Cam?
Cam's just gonna punch Rob.
Why?
I'm getting sick of him.
Wait, what did I do?
You laughed at his prediction.
You laughed at the fact that I put 2-0. You did. You went 2-0. Away from home.
Laugh at him there.
Clean sheet, and he was going.
I did laugh at the fact how I figured out the odds in my head, but I don't want to spoil it yet, so I'll say it later.
The odds
anyway,
of me getting
we'll
a
talk about
correct prediction.
The odds are favoured that you. It's like
okay.
okay.
Right, Man City Bournemouth I predicted 6-0. It was 6-1.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Oh,
not
so
much to really
close.
say about this game. Doku was
Oh
unbelievable.
no, that's
Doku
literally what there is to
masterclass.
say about this game.
Yeah,
That
but like,
Jeremy
player
Doku.
of the
everyone
weekend.
knew City were gonna
Yeah.
steamroll them.
I only said 2-0 to be fair.
I think I said 4, but I mean, Doku was excellent. Doku's been a brilliant signing, and City are really good. So it's nothing we didn't know, but
And
it was excellent off Doku.
not a spoiler for the table. Obviously, we all know it, and if you've seen the Instagram, you'll know the ranking order. But this is the only fixture Cam picked up a point in. Is getting the Man City.
It's not hard, is it?
Rob's laughing again.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at Joe.
I'd have been very disappointed if someone didn't get
Yeah.
a point for that
Yeah.
one.
Nah,
But
Doc.
yeah,
I think
Jeremy
it was.
Doku, what a
Sorry,
signing.
it was the goal.
Five
where-
goal contributions. I think he had that game.
Yeah, 4 goals and an assist.
I think he went. One
4
on,
assists and a goal.
He went 1-on-1 with one of the fullbacks and on for one of the goals. And honestly, I don't remember. It was like the way his feet were moving. I don't remember the last time I saw someone's feet move that quick. He must have went inside and outside about 8 times. And I'm like, how on earth have you done that? That is just he's genuinely a joke of a player. I genuinely think he's one of the best wingers in the league, and I think in the next 2 years he might be top 2 or 3 wingers in the league. He just has something so much different because the Premier League started to run out of entertainers in a way. Like, there isn't many who get the ball and get you on the edge of your seat, especially after like Hazard, etc. left. Like, I'd love to know who you view as an entertainer in the league, but I think he's definitely the one for me now because every time I watch City, I'll be wanting to watch him play because he's just so entertaining, such a good
Yeah, he's a
footballer.
really good player.
Yeah, I mean, he probably reminds you of his Belgian counterpart,
Eden
Eden
Hazard.
Hazard. When
I
he
think
was-
Doku is definitely a bit more tricky. He's definitely a bit more pace. He's got definitely use a bit more of his pace to his advantage. Where Hazard was a lot more using his body, using his ability to turn quickly, nifty on the ball and pop.
We'll move on to a fixture, and the first fixture we scored 0 in. It's Sheffield United versus Wolves. Sheffield United got a 2-1 win at home. Me and Joe predicted draws, whilst Rob and Cam predicted Wolves.
Wolves are
wins.
such a funny old side.
You said Wolves would batter them.
I thought it'd be 3 or 4 or 4
Yeah,
or
you
5.
said- you
I
said
thought Wolves
2-0
were going to
Wolves.
stick. I really did think Wolves were going to. By the way, Cameron Archer's finish was disgusting.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very
It
good
was
finish.
disgusting.
I'm just
I love a
gutted we've let
celebration.
him go because he was, like,
What a player.
he was easily the best finisher at the club.
Honestly, Wolves will stay up. Sheffield United will obviously still go down. Like I don't think that hasn't changed my mind. Like they've won a game well done. Like fair play. The penalty will go.
It wasn't
They'll
even a
break-
pen either.
They won't break
What?
Derby's record now that they've
Nah.
got a win.
It was never gonna. Derby's record is so impressively bad.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
said
think
that,
like
yeah.
it's 11 points.
They've got
you-
so Sheffield
You win
United,
2 games and then once with a few draws you're there. You know what I mean? It's so hard
Well,
to.
Sheffield United have
do
won
worse
one
than
game
that.
and they're only 7 points away now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
But
that's just
there is 10
ridiculous.
games in though. Will they pick up 7? Yeah, they
Yeah,
will,
they
definitely
will.
will.
Yeah, definitely.
No, but the penalty was almost identical to the one we're given against us.
It was, and
Yeah.
again, it wasn't a penalty. Gary O'Neill must be fuming, and he was. He
Yeah.
said anything
Yeah,
after.
The thing is, as well, I didn't actually watch that game. I just saw the highlights. But Wolves always look so good, and they always just play such nice football. They just can't seem to score. I was about to say that when Sheffield United go down and Wolves will stay up, like I think they will. I think Cameron Archer for Wolves might be like
Archer
that.
won't go to Wolves.
Won't. Nah.
he's Villa boy.
Yeah, Villa boy. I think if he went to Wolves, that's what. Maybe they could get better, but I think he's got the bit.
I mean, he might go to
He's
Wolves.
only scored 2 goals this season or something.
Exactly. Both of them. Were
He's a
very good
great
finishers.
finisher, though.
He's a
Like,
great finisher. And imagine
The
if
thing
you
what
feed-
always would
imagine if you feed
concern me
Neto, Cunha.
Is why would Villa let him go? You know what I mean? I think there's
I
something
think it's the money because we got about 20 odd million.
Yeah,
for
20
him.
odd
money, but
million.
Villa aren't exactly like strapped for cash.
20
Yeah, I guess not. But
So
it's
I
more
would
financial
always just
fair
think-
play,
Yeah,
though,
but
innit?
it's the FFP turnover,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? You're bringing in academy prospect in, which is nothing.
'Cause that's
to
plus
the
20 million.
Then 25 million.
20
at the
million's not
bottom.
that much in
No,
today's
no,
though.
no,
If
no,
they
no.
thought he could
No,
really
yeah.
be
No,
a
no,
Premier
no,
League
but-
goal scorer,
It's really confusing. Do
But,
you know how we saw
however-
St. Maximin for 25 million?
However,
That FFP returns
we
like
do
mad.
also have a clause in it if they get relegated that he comes back on pennies.
I've seen
I
that.
don't think that must be right. Surely Sheffield United wouldn't
I'm pretty sure
agree to
Fabrizio
that.
Romano
So it's pretty much just a loan deal.
pretty
It's
much.
pretty much just a
They
loan
might
deal.
have a buyback clause, but a buyback clause it must be like a lot of money because why?
But
What
it's nowhere near the 20.
What does
20 odd
Sheffield
million
United have to
pound figure.
gain?
exactly from that? Like
Because he's an inexperienced player. It's just very poor business by them if that's the case. But I mean, to be fair, I think he could come in and compete. Like he's obviously not going to start over Watkins or probably Duran, but I think
I think he'd start with Duran.
it's very early. He scored 2 goals.
I think he's a good
but,
player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anyway,
he is a good player, but he scored 2 goals.
That's true.
he was a great
Ryan
finisher,
Brewster,
and he-
everyone thought he was a great player, and he
Yeah,
couldn't score.
yeah.
Couldn't hit a barn door.
That's true.
But anyway, yeah, Sheffield United, great win against Wolves. An informed Wolves side, quite a strong Wolves side at the moment. Struggled to get points off. Next up is game at Turf Moor, Crystal Palace beat Burnley 2-0, which I got bang on. Joe, you put 2-1, and Rob and Joe put draws.
Rob and Cam.
I put 2 predictions.
I had 2 predictions.
Have I said Joe twice?
Yeah. I said
sorry,
Palace.
Rob and Cam.
I took
put
Joel's
draws.
logic for this one. Burnley have to pick up a point eventually, and I thought Palace at home. I think it's very doable. They'll want to. Both 2 teams will want to play football. I thought Burnley had edged it. They really didn't. They are terrible.
I can see Burnley finishing bottom.
Good. Honestly, if they don't pull the finger out, they could.
I mean, and the thing is, even if they sack Company, I just don't see.
I don't think it would achieve much though.
They're better off
that's what I
keeping
agree.
Company.
Yeah, at least then they've got a bit of an identity. Even if they do go down, Company surely he can win them the championship. So
yeah.
And going down isn't always a bad thing for a club like Burnley, because it's the parachute payments. You get to rebuild. You've got your squads that you know you can build on.
There's a few of them who actually, is there a few of them who'll stay in the Premier League?
Not
No.
really.
Collie Orshu, mate.
you keep saying about Collie Orshu. He's had one good game.
Yeah.
He looks a good player, but like, you know what I mean. Like, people can look a good player every game or
too
two.
good for the Championship. He might just be a very good Championship player,
Yeah.
and which looks like a decent Premier League player.
We'll see, yeah.
Burnley are poor. Palace
Good
are
result,
having an
Palace.
underrated season, flying on the radar. I swear they're like
Yeah.
11th.
Yeah,
Have a look at the table.
they're always about 11th. On the Palace are just
Yeah, I say flying on the radar. They're
Yeah.
always between 11th and 13th.
Well,
Yeah,
they're 3 points off 7th.
flying on the radar.
So
Without Zaha, no
they're
problem.
joint with Manchester United. Obviously, not great to be joint with, but they're joint with Chelsea, not Manchester United.
Chelsea.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Everton, Brighton, 2 clubs that are sort of like up and down with form at the moment. They
Everton
got
seem
a
to be
1-1
like
draw.
this, and Brighton seem to be like this. That's why I thought Everton will get.
Everton have
something,
turned a corner.
'cause Brighton are the better team, but Everton are on that form. Everton are hitting. Even against, I think it was Liverpool, they didn't play bad.
Well,
Like, they've just hitting form.
Yeah, you got the result spot on. You put
Said
1-1.
a
It was
draw,
1-1.
yeah.
I'd put 2-2, so I got a point for it. But Joe and Cam put Brighton wins.
Didn't one of them put 3-0 Brighton?
3-1.
I put 3, but if you remember in the podcast last week, I was saying I think it's going to be a draw,
Yeah.
and then I changed.
No,
I went, I think Brighton will nick it on the counter attack. Oh no.
Yeah, Cam.
Just a shit
Yeah.
again for me.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Stupid game.
I won't ask you too much about it. But I will ask you about the next game. Newcastle Arsenal. You put 2-1 Arsenal.
Man, I'm sick of
It was
hearing about this
actually a
game.
1-0
Didn't even
win,
back my own
which
team.
Rob got 3 points for. He got the result bang on, 1-0 Newcastle. But
Listen,
I mean, let's discuss Mikel Arteta and the controversy about the game.
I think it's funny. I like him, mate. You've got to have, every now and again, you've got to have a bit of a head loss in the Premier League. It's a fucking disgrace, man. It's a fucking embarrassment, man. I thought it was funny as hell, mate. It's a proper classic head loss. I love it.
It was great, to be fair.
It's not quite on
Honestly.
par with the Rafa Benitez back in the day. It goes, this is a fact. Man United get more goals in added time than anybody. Fact. Or the Kevin Keegan, I'd love it if we beat them. It's not quite on par with those head losses, but it's a good head loss.
It's in the good. It's pushing the top 5. It's pushing the.
It's
top
a fucking embarrassment, this league, man.
That's a great impression, to be fair.
That impression's
That's
actually
incredible.
different.
How many
grade.
times you watch that video to get that?
I don't know whether it's funny. I literally the way he says things. It's a fucking disgrace, man. It's off the documentary as well. He's like, guys, come on, we need to show fucking passion.
Hey, we've got Dennis Henderson, we've got Mikel Arteta joining us today.
Dennis Henderson.
Dustin Henderson, fucking hell.
Rob's fuming.
Dustin
Okay.
Henderson and Mikel Arteta.
Fucking hell,
Yeah.
man.
That was a game and a half. It was a very feisty game.
It was
It was
like
kind of
an old
just
school.
fine,
Yeah, Havertz
Honestly,
should have been sent off.
it was
I
quite a
think
dead.
Havertz probably should have been
It
sent
was
off.
quite a
Bruno
flat
should have
game.
been
It
sent
felt
off
like
for
quite a flat
absolute
game until
malicious
Havertz decided to
punch on
fucking
Jorginho.
karate kick Sean Longstaff, where he tried to kill him.
And
So
then
after
Bruno-
that, Bruno Guimaraes just
Yeah, but
decided
did you-
to go fuck you.
Did you notice about that though? Like, Havertz went in on the tackle. You got to, I think, you got to get a card. You got to get a card for it, which should have been a red. But then, I think it was like 2 or 3 of our players got booked.
three of your
Three of our players got booked.
Longstaff got booked.
Aye, and he was on the floor.
Yeah,
Probably because of all.
it
like,
honestly it spiced the
back
game
up
up
to
in
the
that
ref
first
and
But
half.
it should have been a red card. He's left the floor and lunged.
I think that's a bit of a 50-50 one.
Nah.
Another
Did you
game
even
that's a
watch
red
the
card.
challenge?
If we'd have been given a red, I'd have said fair enough. But the fact he got a yellow, I also think fair enough. It's like
in another game he gets
another game, another referee sends him off. Yeah. However, what's not up for debate is I don't know how Bruno Guimaraes got away with one. That is he just ran past him and gave him a whack on the head. Like it was a fucking disgrace, man.
If you remember the PSG game as well, Bruno just head lost punched someone.
He likes to punch people.
He's
a good footballer, but
I mean, I know he's
honestly,
suspended as well.
His head loss might be one of like the way he loses his head is ridiculous. The way he was running about in the Arsenal game, not thinking about the game, he just wanted to kick someone. Like I think it was Declan Rice got the ball. The ball got like blew for a foul, and Bruno just picked up the ball and volleyed it off Havertz or Rice or someone. Yeah. I'm just there like, why? What's the point? But where the goal? Are we going to speak about the goal?
We can, but
do you think it should have been given? Would you, if you were sat on VAR and that goal went in?
If I was sat on VAR, I wouldn't have felt comfortable disallowing it.
Yeah,
that's my thing. I wouldn't have felt there's enough there to say. First of all, you can't tell whether the ball's out, so chuck that out the window because it might have been out, it might not have been out. We can't really tell. Yeah. The foul could have been a foul, but again,
I think Gabriel's
looking for it.
And the offside, they said they couldn't tell when the point of contact from Joe Linton was, so I think it's probably fair enough.
Have you heard the audio?
It's the thing is,
no, it's fake.
It's fake where he's got it. The one where it's like, I hope this doesn't go out.
I didn't hear that bit. I didn't hear that bit. I heard the beginning
bit.
Would you
have disallowed it? If you were sat in the VAR booth, would you have disallowed that goal?
I agree with Joe. I don't think there's anything there that's clear and obvious that you go, yep, that is what.
Do you know what it is?
I think the foul is very. You can't tell if the ball's out, and they couldn't decide where the point of contact was from Joe Linton to get the offside.
I think it was probably
obviously it's
a
bit biased asking you, but if in another game, if Sunderland scored a goal like that, right, and Sunderland had VAR, would you have disallowed it?
Probably not.
But then
because I was listening. It was this morning on when I was driving into here. I was listening to Talk Sport, and it was Alan Brazil talking about it, and he was saying like all this stuff about the ball being out. He says like it's absolutely like ridiculous. Yeah. Like if the ball's over the line, like so you know how from one angle it looks like it's out. He's saying that it should be out. Like none of this shadow stuff.
What a stupid thing to say. Because then it's not out.
He's like none of this shadow stuff. But then when you look at it from
that's like saying goal line technology isn't right.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole ball's got to be over the line, and obviously it wasn't.
The last thing I'll say about the Newcastle game and like the goal is that if it got given a foul, I don't think it would have then been overturned for a goal.
It definitely wouldn't.
I think whatever the decision made by the referee was always going to stick.
It was a very scrappy goal which separated a game which probably was closer to 0. The one thing which pissed me off about the Arteta thing though is he's saying we've been robbed from 3 points. They didn't get close to scoring. All of their shots were from 30 yards out. We literally neutralised everything about the game. Martinelli and Saka had probably their two individually their worst games I've seen them have for Arsenal, and they had them in the same game, and yet Arteta can cry like a little bitch because he didn't set his team up correct. Like, fuck you, Mikel Arteta. And honestly, I used to love Arsenal. I used to love Arsenal, right? But as Joe said, I can't do the accent, so it's a fucking disgrace that they. Why do
fucking disgrace, man?
Thank you, my friend. They're whinging like little bitches, man. Just accept the loss.
It's funny though. It's very funny.
I'm suffering head loss.
If I was a Newcastle fan now, I'd think it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even. Why are you even bothered? Right, you won the game. He's had a head loss.
It's the way now Arsenal fans are attacking Newcastle fans because they're not good enough. Joe, I think it is.
Yeah, but just throw the fact that you beat them.
Yeah, true.
But anyway,
but then they go.
It's a fucking disgrace.
I think
we'll
move on. I think it's insecure.
One more thing.
Oh, what, the club statement?
The club statement.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
The club statement, which basically said nothing. It was like, we stand with Mikel Arteta.
So they put a club statement out about that, but they never put anything about the racial abuse.
Yeah, that Joe Willock
embarrassing.
By the way, I'm not. This is going to sound really bad. We can cut this if this sounds. So basically, No. So. The Newcastle players, the probably do get racially abused but don't come out with it. The only times we've had it in the last year and a half, which I can remember, Cam can correct me, both times our players have been openly racially abused was both times by Arsenal fans. It always comes out about Arsenal
it's always
fans.
London fans.
It happened to Joe Linton at the Emirates where we drew 0-0 with them. But he was getting loads of stuff on.
Historically, it was always Chelsea fans, wasn't it?
And it seems like, granted, a lot of them are trolls, but every player, which is wrong, by the way, gets racially abused incorrectly. But I don't know, man. It's just it just seems to be something about Arsenal fans, and that's not a nice way to pin them, but I can't cut
Luke,
that out.
if you're listening to this, we don't mean you.
Arsenal fans are racist there
Anyway,
again. Right now, we move on.
let's move on. Not that I really want to move on, because the next match is Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. We had an absolute mare of a game. It's another result that we all scored 0 points for.
I didn't see it coming, honestly. But
I scored 0 points for that. Oh, I didn't.
Right, everyone thought Villa's away from score.
I wouldn't even worry about that if I was Villa. I think it's just one of those games.
I think
just
they'll get sixth comfortably.
I think
it's just one of those. When you actually watch the game, for all you weren't at your best, you had all the ball.
Yeah.
They barely had anything, and their second goal, Martinez, he's got to save it. So, if I was Villa, I'd just put it down to one of those days, and I think you'd be fine.
Every team loses a game, like a couple, maybe 1 or 2 games like that season.
Definitely.
You know that you're better than the team you're coming up against, but there's just something about the other team that day. I mean, Forest aren't a bad team either. I know the league's not,
and they're quite a good team at home.
I really like the midfield, by the way. The Gibbs White, Dominguez, Sangara, very solid there.
Yeah, but I think from Villa's perspective, it's just one of those games. I wouldn't be surprised if they're back winning next weekend.
Well, they've got Fulham at home.
Yeah, exactly.
That might be 4 or 5.
You said that about Wolves.
Okay, so Fulham are winning 2-1.
Yeah.
Nah, maybe 2 or 3.
I think the only thing I'll take away from that is that it really exploited how bad Mike Cash is as a right back. He's great going forward, but defensively he is.
Who would they have to come up against that game again?
Elanga, I think it was.
Okay. Yeah, I remember watching
Elanga had him
highlights back
all over.
Elanga, Elanga's top player.
Yeah, he's alright.
He's not a top player.
He's not
a
top
good player.
Why did Man U sell him?
Right, anyway.
You can't just say someone's a top player after the.
No, but he's good. He's
an okay player. He's fast.
Okay player. Yeah, I should have said.
He causes problems because he's.
Man United wouldn't have let him
and
go.
He tore apart Mike Cash.
Anyway, enough about that because that's disappointing.
Martinez fell off. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he got too full
disaster
of himself
class,
after
yeah,
winning
absolute
the
disaster
trophy.
class.
But move on to probably one of the results of the weekend: Luton getting a draw against Liverpool.
Honestly,
up until a very late goal by Luis Diaz. Couldn't have happened to a better person, I think. At a better time.
When he came on the pitch, I think Luton were Luton 1-0 up at the time.
Yeah, they were.
I think so, yeah. Or if they weren't, they just scored.
And I was watching it with my dad. I thought my dad, it's written in the fucking script because the Premier League has these scripts where things happen, you just know you can't avoid them from happening. And I said, Luis Diaz is going to score this equaliser, and he did. I was like, honestly, I'm not even surprised with the Premier League.
I just like to say as well, I love Darwin Núñez so much. He's so funny.
He might be the weirdest footballer.
The chance he missed. Like the first half, he was hitting these shots, like whipping them, and like, oh god, he's playing well here, Darwin. Yeah. And then he misses like an own goal. Just like, Darwin, what you doing? I love him. He's class.
Yeah, he's great.
He's box office every time. Like you don't know what you're gonna get from him.
Because you might get this world class performance where you're like, bloody hell, look how good Darwin Núñez is. Liverpool, like 100 million well spent. Then the next game he'll go and miss do you know the one in the Europa League where he took around the keeper and at the post. Unbelievable, by the way. I don't actually know how many strikers in the entire league could do that. To then get an assist from an open goal is honestly.
I love him, man. I think he's class.
I think he's a really good player.
Yeah, he is. He's a good player.
He's brilliant. He just has these moments.
Box office though. He's just like you don't know what you're gonna get from him. He might nut somebody all of a sudden.
He is definitely an entertainer.
Imagine though, if he actually sorted out his finishing, how good he'd be for a minute. Like people.
I don't think people say like he'll get better. And I think he will get better, but finishing something, I think you've either got it or you haven't. You can sort of get yourself in better positions, and like Sterling did it at Man City. Like he couldn't score goals, and then Pep obviously got him into these positions and that. And
I think there's a difference between like a finisher and a striker. I think Callum Wilson, for example, is a very good striker. He'll find these, like Haaland as well, very good striker. He'll find gaps. It'll look the way he'll get the ball will look in the penalty box. Will look like but it's intuitive. Yeah, I don't think Núñez has that. Is it intuitive? I think that's
like instinctive.
Yeah, like he doesn't have that number 9 instinct. He doesn't have that hunger for goals. But what he has is like this just brilliant ability, like his movement and stuff off the ball.
And he will score goals because he's in a good team, and he'll create chances.
Honestly, his pace mixed with the size, mixed with just the fact he's left for right foot. I do think he's a really good player.
He'll never be someone who's like prolific and scoring you 25 goals a season. I don't think.
I think he could definitely be a 16, 17 goal season.
I think that's what it'll be.
Who every time the opposition sees him, you're like, I'm not looking forward to playing Núñez today. Well, I know. Look what he did to us. Like in a few minutes.
Oh, it's funny. He's not a great finisher against you. He's whipped in 2 unbelievable
literally
finishes.
2 identical finishes, but his pace and like when he's running behind you, it must be terrifying.
I love him, mate. I think he's like one of my favourite players in the Premier League. I just love watching him.
really good.
It was another fixture we all got 0 for.
Yeah.
By the way,
we all predicted.
Luton's counter-attack. We didn't even speak about Luton. Luton's counter-attack, the fluidity
Yeah, it
of
was
that
really
counter-attack was unbelievable. You were speaking about
great.
Chong not being good enough the other week. I think it was you.
I wouldn't say Chong's good enough. I was saying Chong's alright.
Oh, someone said Chong wasn't good. Maybe I'm making stuff up. In my
I
head.
think you are mixing
Someone
it
else.
up.
Someone. Maybe it wasn't
But
on the podcast.
let's
I must put someone else.
move on
I still don't think it's that
to a
good.
game that's probably written itself into the history books of the Premier League.
Loved it.
It's one of the best.
versus Chelsea.
One of the best football games I've ever
4-1.
watched.
Tottenham had 2 red cards. There were 5 goals.
And then Andrew was playing a high line at the halfway line with
technically-
7 men.
Technically, there was 10.
Technically,
Yeah.
well,
5 of them got ruled out.
Do you know what the confusing thing is, right? It's the fact that Tottenham had all this bad luck and everyone's praising Tottenham, right? And fair enough, they played 7 men high at the pitch, which is suicidal by Ange, but they did still get absolutely tortured after.
Yeah, they did. However, what I would say, if Dyer's, I know it's offside, so it's offside, but Dyer equalised.
Yeah.
Bentancur missed a big chance to equalise because it was sort of between a volley and a header.
Aye.
So if they put one of those in, I mean, Chelsea might have still run up the other end and scored because Tottenham were defending on the halfway
Nicholas
line.
Jackson scored probably the worst hat trick I've ever seen.
I'm not going to lie. Chelsea won 4-1. Awful performance, though.
They were terrible.
thought
They
they
couldn't
played
hold a run.
Terribly.
Do you not think
The
even
only
when
reason they
went down to-
scored was because of that suicidal high
But then
line.
they had what? Did they have 3 goals disallowed?
Yeah, so
Chelsea. Nah, 'cause
Sterling had a goal
If
disallowed.
Tottenham accepted the fate with 9 men, Chelsea probably still win the game 4-1.
Also, if Tottenham had just sat back, the game would have been pretty crap from a neutral point of view.
But the fact they were playing the high line, they were taking a risk. I mean, Ange said it perfectly. He's honestly one of my favourite managers I think I've ever seen in the Premier League. He said, we could have 5 men.
Yeah.
You've obviously,
I love the way he says it. Even if we had 5 men, mate, we'd still have a go.
He's back at it again.
May as well have Ange on the-
Mate, we could have 5 men, we'd still have a go at them.
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
class.
as long as I'm here.
But talking about Postecoglou, did you see what he said about obviously Arteta's outrage and that Premier League managers should just manage their clubs and that referees need more respect and that he'll never speak bad about referees.
I mean, he did get yellow carded, but
did,
in the heat of the moment, that shit
but
happens.
there's a difference between heat of the moment and then going out
press conference,
in the
and
press
just being a
conference
sore
in the
loser.
light
I mean,
and just giving referees. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times where referees probably deserve it with the awful decisions they're given at the moment.
so
But
did you see Anthony Taylor's in the weekend in the
against
Championship,
Coventry.
and then do you
Yeah, I
know
know
he's
he's
now
got the City game,
Man
referee
City,
Chelsea City.
I don't know. How does that work? You've been demoted for your bad performance. You've put in another bad performance. Then you got the biggest game of the weekend, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
ridiculous. But
Sorry.
I do agree with Postecoglou. I think referees need more authority and more respect because if you look at a sport like rugby, no other player but the captain's allowed to speak to the captain, and if any player tries to speak to the referee with any sort of bad behaviour, they get sin bin straight away.
I think you've got to be able to talk to the referee, though. I've played football. You've got to be able to
But there
talk
needs
to
to
the
be more
referee.
respect. Otherwise,
There needs to be
that's
more
how
respect, but
referees
I
can't
think
get
now
handle of the game.
they've gone a little bit too far the other way. I think you can't say anything to them.
No, you can't.
And
you need to be able to, speak
managers
to
are
the
getting booked for saying anything. I think
yeah,
you've
didn't
got to
they-
have a bit of that balance. I
Didn't
think.
Dan Neil, for example, get sent off?
Dan Neil got sent off, yeah.
20 yards away.
And apparently, what he said was in the referee's report, which they've apologised for sending him off.
Yeah.
He said, "Ref, that was a fucking foul." That was what he said. And he got booked for that.
That's fair. You can say stuff like that, but I think it's
Well,
more
what else
like
do you
when
think they say
players
it
are
on?
actually abusing.
If
the
you're abusing
referee.
them, fair enough, but you've got to be able to say a little bit to them.
You can say that. You can say, "Oh, ref, that was a
Nah,
foul."
but
How are you giving
Should be
that?
able,
Like,
oh, ref, you've got an Arsenal shirt on there. You know what I mean? It's just a bit of. It's
I
just a bit
got
of
booked
banter.
for that for my club at a weekend before. We were playing against a team.
Get the
that
yellow
were playing-
shirt off, ref.
Literally, we were playing against a team that were wearing black and yellow stripes, and he gave a foul away, and I was like, "Ref, you're wearing a black and yellow shirt. You are."
Exactly that.
I got
No, but
booked for
that
it.
should be. That's
But
just. That should be allowed. Should be able to tell them that they go inspective. What you can't call them like a fucking knob.
Can't be like, "I know where you live." Stuff like that.
I'm gonna smash your
Yeah.
kneecaps in. You can't say that.
I know what school your daughter goes to. Like, you can't say stuff like that. But
Well, and like what happened? Was it the Conference League or Europa League final where the referee got followed into the airport and the fans?
yeah, like stuff like
I mean,
that.
is just
Stuff like that's outrageous. It
But
shouldn't happen.
what I'm trying to get across is that referees do need that little bit more of respect with the balance of players being able to give a bit of stick, because you need to be able to give a bit
I
of
think
banter
though,
both ways.
when you're telling
Because-
22 grown ass men on a football pitch who are fighting, who are like who have thousands of people in front of them. You can't expect emotions not to flare. Every single person would
referees in rugby can do it, and they're bigger lads.
Rugby's different. Rugby's a cut and dry type thing. I know there will be contentious decisions, but like it's more like that was an offence, so that's a foul, like forward pass or
football. You could.
It's quite strict rules.
Yeah,
well.
where with football there's a lot
Quite
open
open,
interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think, I don't know, like you've got the referee who's kind of the conductor of the entire game, and sometimes they can just ruin a match. And I think when you have all these fully testosterone, like you've trained all week to win this game, and then all of a sudden you've got a referee giving an absolute shambolic decision against you.
Yeah,
you can't expect emotions not to flare. Like I'm honestly surprised that isn't. This is gonna sound mad. That there isn't as many like punches thrown in Premier League football.
You can't throw a punch.
No, I know, but I'm surprised.
What a ridiculous thing to say. You're surprised punches don't get thrown.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
In that adrenaline situation, are you telling me that some like what Jarwin Nunes did? I know that was a headbutt.
You can control your emotions.
Really?
Yeah. Of course you can.
because if someone punches you, you're going to be suspended for like the whole season.
Yeah.
That's true.
But what I'm trying to say,
control it.
What I'm trying to say is that yes, refs get abuse.
You know what I mean.
No, I do not know what
Nobody
you mean.
knows what you mean. You're surprised there's not punches?
Maybe
I've been at games. I've been at
close.
games where it's got heated, like Premier League games where it's got heated, and I'm like, I'm not surprised he hasn't thrown a punch, like how it gets. But then you think,
that's what I mean. No,
you think like, oh, if I was him, I would have thrown a punch. But then looking back, you probably wouldn't.
No.
That's
what. Sorry, I've probably worded incorrectly. I don't understand how they don't like what basically worded it the same way Cam worded.
But yeah,
it.
what I was trying to get across.
I watch. I'm like, how don't they?
Yeah, what I was trying to get across is that
UFC.
yes, refs get abuse when they make irrational decisions, and you know it's probably hard for players to keep their words in, but refs do also get abuse for making correct decisions from opposition players.
That's true.
That's just. I don't think it'll ever be something they can get rid of because
Like
it's just football.
How many times did you watch the game on the TV and the refs made the correct decision, and you've seen a player get like face to face, like what the fuck, and you're like, oh come on, man.
Prime example, the other week, Sunderland playing Norwich, we went 1-0 down because they played a ball up the line and their lad went to run for it, and the linesman looked like he was going to flag for offside, and anyway, this lad last minute left it, another lad ran through, scored. Everyone, including me in the stands, were like, what? You were going to flag? You can't not flag, he's interfered with play. Look back, the bloke was onside. I was giving the ref absolute pelters, I was fuming, but he was onside, so fair enough.
But that's what I'm trying to...
It was a fucking embarrassment, man.
And how many times have we gone, oh, the ref's not got the grips on this game, and that's because they can't, because they've got 22 players completely out of control because they've got no control on the game.
I think a lot of it stems from the referees, so they've got to be better.
Yeah,
they have got to be better.
They've got to be more
assertive. I think the referees are poor, which leads to poor reactions from the players, which leads to these conversations, which leads to more. I think the stress of it leads to more mistakes as well.
Yeah,
I think
it does,
it's
definitely
more
does.
in the. If these mistakes were getting made, but a referee seem under the spotlight every week now, whereas before, maybe 5 years ago, they were under the spotlight, but they weren't as much as they are now, because every single game you feel like you're hearing about a poor decision these days. Like, one question before, unless there's anything else to mention on the Tottenham-Chelsea game.
No, it's the quiz next, so I've got ready.
What, in that game though, was there anything in the Tottenham-Chelsea game which you thought was a terrible decision? Like, which you thought, I thought Romero's wasn't a red, but he should have got a red from earlier in the game. So I guess it balanced
the Romero one was, I thought he was a bit unlucky maybe to get a red.
Maybe Dogi's first challenge.
It could have been a straight red.
Should have been.
Yeah, maybe.
Red.
But I don't think the refereeing in that game to control that game, and I think the ref probably.
To be honest, I don't think
he probably did alright. I don't think. But is there really that much? There's not really much controversy about this game, though, is there?
You know Mikel Arteta?
I've met Mikel Arteta before. Yeah,
he's a Newcastle fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a really nice man.
But like
coincidentally, he was in the VR for Newcastle Arsenal.
So he wasn't. It was a lie.
I met Michael Oliver a week before he sent Buffon off. Buffon he sent
against Real Madrid?
A week before.
Like I was just saying there though, like there wasn't much controversy about the game, like refereeing wise. I think most people probably thought the decisions were okay.
Yeah.
It was more just the game was absolutely mental.
And so to be fair,
I think it was genuinely just a rivalry between the two.
Just a mental game.
The refs had a very good weekend of refereeing, except for the Wolves game.
Wolves game. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, and Man United's first was very.
Yeah, that was
iffy.
It's
very iffy.
But we'll talk about referees for hours and hours, so I think we're going to have to move on from refs.
Let's move on to the podcast quiz.
Yeah, this is my favourite bit.
You've been really excited. Just for clarification, Finn
I've-
made this
I
like
have.
last night or this morning. He's been really excited about it. Like,
Just because
and
I've actually made this myself rather than going on a website.
Oh,
and
I've
getting-
been. I quizzed myself.
I made mine
I hope
myself.
there hasn't been what's been going on with
Wait,
you
you've
guys.
been using websites?
I have, yeah.
Oh, mine are fresh off the noggin. I googled the answers, obviously.
Cam made his.
The-
I made
the
myself
topic-
for 5 minutes.
The topic for this week's quiz and how it's going to work. It's based on the fixtures we have just been talking about.
Oh.
Shit.
He did.
It could be about the team that have played. It could be about the fixture itself.
Anything.
And you're gonna find out because when I read out the question,
Couldn't even tell you.
what's gonna happen is I'm not gonna ask you individually. It's gonna be open to all to
buzz in.
answer, and it's
Yeah.
a buzz in.
Yeah. Just.
So-
I was saying the buzzer's just your name, so I'll say Joe, you say
Yeah,
Rob,
yeah.
you say Cam.
So say
Smile and wave, boys. Smile.
Nah,
your,
that sounded
all I'm gonna be doing. Your buzz is your name.
Rob.
Yeah.
Can I go? Or can
Do
I
you know
go
your
bu-
name? Cam.
Calm.
There you go.
Cam.
Right.
Cheers, man.
What if I buzz in saying
Need
Cam?
clarification.
Does that throw the
Yeah,
question
it
in?
goes to Cam. If you actually say someone else's name, it's gonna go to them.
Yeah. But if you get it wrong, you're not frozen out.
I was
Alright.
gonna
Yeah.
stitch wheel.
So if you say Cam
And
he
Cam
an-
gets it
and
wrong.
he gets
yeah.
it wrong, he's frozen out, not you.
Oh my goodness!
What? No.
Right.
No. That's
If I didn't think in time, I'm just gonna
Nah,
throw
nah,
it.
nah.
No,
to Cam and get it right.
Because if there was like a really hard question, I'll just go Rob, and then he'll get it wrong, and then like he throws out.
No,
You've got a few more seconds.
Yeah.
No.
Nah,
But if you say the wrong name, if you say the wrong name,
you're frozen out.
you're
Aaron.
frozen out.
What if I forget me name?
Then can I answer? So if he says calm.
Yeah, if you want,
Yeah,
why
you
not?
can answer, but you're frozen.
This surely won't happen. Surely nobody will say the wrong name.
It shouldn't happen.
No, I was
Let's-
intentionally going to say
let's-
Cam's other question, but Cam.
Let's get on with it. So, the first two questions are about Tottenham versus Chelsea.
Oh no.
You're only allowed to buzz in as I finish the question.
Okay.
How many goals were disallowed in the game between Spurs and Chelsea?
Sure.
Oh, I think so.
5.
I think I heard Cam there.
That is one of the questions on mine, so that will have to be changed.
I nearly
And I
said,
did just mention that
You
before.
did, yeah.
You did. I was hoping you didn't. But
I just nearly said Buzz instead of Rob. I forgot
Right.
my fucking name.
Is that me on a
Next.
point?
yeah, you have a point.
Get it
Cam is in the lead.
Normally how it works, Cam, when you get one right.
I'm in the lead. Go and
Joe,
the
Is
not
this the
used
first
to
time
it.
you?
Yeah.
I'm not used to this. I'm
Is
not
Is this
used
the
to
first time
it.
you've ever led?
I think it is. Yeah.
Aye.
Right.
Jesus
Second question.
Christ.
Udogie was sent off in the 55th minute against Chelsea, but many argue he should have been sent off earlier for his reckless two-footed challenge on which Chelsea player?
Joe, Raheem Sterling.
Correct.
I genuinely didn't know that.
They were both on Raheem Sterling, actually, weren't
I
they?
knew the second yellow
Yeah.
was on Raheem Sterling. I
I'm so
did
hoping
forgot
he's
the
gonna ask
first.
us 1 minute.
Did
I'm
you
not-
know the minute of the first challenge? I was going to do
I
that,
think
you know.
so. I think so.
You know the exact minute
I
of the
think
first
I know
half.
the exact minute.
Go on then.
I mean, I've not got the answer, so I can't
Oh,
check
right,
it.
okay,
But
never mind. I know what I'm not going to say it then.
right,
I think
next,
it's something like 27.
next
maybe.
fixture is Forest versus Villa. 2 questions each fixture,
Oh,
just to let you know.
I'm having a
so-
stinger.
Forest beat Villa to end their winless run. How many games did they go without a win?
For Rob. Is it 6?
It is 6.
Ooh,
Correct.
I didn't know that.
I don't think your name is Little Rob.
Little
Yeah, I
Rob.
forgot my name, mate. I knew you said Buzz.
I
If
allowed
I
it.
say
Is that the
Buzz,
French?
if I say Buzz, can you let me
Yeah,
have
if you say
Yeah,
Buzz,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I keep forgetting
Is
my
that
name.
your evil French twin, Le Rob?
I keep forgetting my names. Rob, I think it's Buzz.
Froze him out there.
Yeah, but he's let you off. He's
Dustin.
been nice. Yeah, it's Dusty Bun.
If I say Dustin, it also counts.
It does.
Right.
Right. And next question. You can get 2 points for this question. It's still Forest Villa. Who scored for Forest?
Dustin.
No,
It
it
was
wasn't
wait, both goal scorers. Was it Mangala and? Oh my god.
I know one of them.
Right.
Was it
I'm giving you-
Dominguez?
I'm giving you 1 point. Dominguez was wrong.
Yeah. just
Joe.
Dominguez.
It was Iana.
It is.
Oh
Yeah.
my! I
Point
literally spoke about it. I told Mangala, and then I was like, "Oh my god, who was the other one?"
So it's 2-2-1. As
2-2-1.
we move on to Liverpool versus Luton.
Liverpool.
I love this game.
Luis Diaz denied Luton of a shock win and revealed a message under his shirt as part of his celebration. What did it translate to?
Joe, free my father.
Is
I'm
it?
gonna give you it.
I thought it was freedom for my father.
It
Is it-
is. I'm gonna
He
give
just
you
gives
it.
it
It's
anyway.
it was freedom for father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was free.
Loose translation though. You've got to
Yeah.
understand.
Because I was gonna accept freedom for dad, freedom
Yeah.
for father.
Imagine if I said it in Colombian, you'd be really.
But he said
impressed.
free, and I
Yeah.
it was like parry or something.
Something like that. Right.
Something like that. Next question.
Parry.
Tahith Chong scored for Luton Town, but who did they sign him from?
Me.
Rob.
Birmingham City.
They did. Birmingham City.
I'm a stinker. Well, I knew the answer,
Joe
but
is flying now. 4-2-1.
Championship
move on,
knowledge.
yeah, I knew
to
that. I just didn't.
Manchester United versus Fulham.
Fulham.
Which major name was left out of the United squad?
Rob.
Me. Oh.
Marcus Rashford.
Correct. Cam, you
I
just
keep saying me as well, but
not involved.
you know who I am.
We know
It's
who's
fine.
who. Yeah.
and-
Smile and wave.
Smile and wave,
He had such a good start.
No one can take that
Alex.
start away from you, Cam. You were winning.
yeah,
Thanks, man.
that is.
I'm a
energy.
winner.
What you
I'm a
want
winner
for?
in my eyes.
4-3.
I don't know. Finn's got the scores, hasn't he?
It's 4-3-1.
4-3-2-1.
The referee was a busy man in the game between Fulham and Manchester United, giving out 8 yellow cards. But how many were for Fulham?
Oh.
Calm.
Rob. Oh,
Oh,
you go.
3.
Wrong.
Is it 5?
Wrong.
4.
Wrong.
Oh,
We're all got it wrong. We all buying.
Yeah, you.
Me.
No, I'm gonna
I reckon you
note
just
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
It
'cause
was 6 out of 8
Six.
for Fulham.
I was thinking I was gonna go 4 or 6 there, but I went 4.
I was gonna go 5 or 5.
Yeah, 6
Five or
out of
five.
8 yellow cards went for Fulham.
Fulham.
Right, next is West Ham
Fulham.
versus Brentford.
Every game
Which-
you're saying, I'm going,
Which West Ham player scored an own goal?
Me.
Oh,
Mavropanos.
Correct.
you beat me to the buzzer because I'm questioning myself.
5-3-1.
I'm knowing all these answers as well.
So second question for the Brentford West Ham game. Brentford won 3-2 in the end, but what was the score at half time?
Rob, it's 2-1 West Ham.
It was correct.
Irons!
They lost.
Oh, I'm forever blowing
Green
bubbles.
Great film. Great trick.
not
Next
so
game
bad.
is the
Funny,
Burnley
funny.
Palace.
Wait, what was it?
Burnley Palace.
Honestly, this is the only game I haven't even seen the highlights. Oh no, Jeffrey Sub scored.
Why would you say that? That may have been one of his questions.
Oh no, it's not.
I knew it wasn't.
So
Trust.
Burnley became record breakers at the weekend with their loss against Palace. But why?
Rob.
Me. Who was that, me or Rob?
Is it? I don't actually know. I just kind of. I'm
I'll
taking a
do
guess.
first team to lose the first 6 home games.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought. Oh, wow. I didn't even know. I just.
You just buzzed in for
robbed
no
him. I
reason.
was going to take a guess just so he couldn't because I didn't actually know that one.
6-4-1. Cameron, what's going on?
Smile and wave.
Smile away, boys. Smile
It doesn't matter about the end. It matters about the start.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
That's what they always say.
Right. Second question for the Palace
Doesn't
game.
matter if you win your first game of the season.
Which player came off the bench after half time to assist Tyrick Mitchell's 94th minute goal?
Me. Berry as it.
He did.
Is he?
I almost interrupted you. I had to stop myself.
7-4-1 to Joe.
I'm in a stinker here.
Right. Next game is Brighton Everton.
Brian.
I actually don't know the goal scorers. I don't know. Oh no, I think I know one of them.
Which Brighton player had an equaliser denied by a VAR check?
Me,
And you've
he's
interrupted
interrupted
me.
Lewis Dunk.
What?
Sorry.
Lewis Dunk.
I
Correct.
can't believe I've done that. I forgot that was a rule.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done.
Oh fuck! I can't believe you've done this.
Fuck's sake, Robert.
Did you know that as well?
Yeah, I knew it was Lewis Dunk.
Good finish. It was a hell of a finish.
I knew it was Lewis Dunk. For fuck's
Right.
sake.
Next
I forgot that was a
is
rule.
Brighton's run without a league win extended how many games after their draw against Everton?
Rob. Is it 5?
Wrong.
Oh shit.
What was the question?
Brighton's run without a league win extended to how many games after their draw against Everton?
Joe. 4.
Wrong.
Come on. This is it.
5 and 4 have been
It's
guessed.
more. It can't be. It must be more than 5.
It's got to be more than 5, isn't it?
Maybe 10.
Go 6.
Correct.
He's
Cameron's
got it.
a
Now I'm
point.
fine.
It's catching up to me.
By process of elimination.
What the
Is it
question was.
8-4-2?
It's because I moved to my
8-4-2.
chair and it squeaked.
Right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions left. So Rob, you need 5 out of the
Oh,
6
this is gonna have to be a big
without
eye.
Joe getting 1.
Yeah. This is
What
gonna
do
have
I
to be
need?
the
Or Cam?
Biggest eye.
Cam, you need all 6 to draw with Joe.
Imagine he does it. I'm him. I've dropped a stinker. Did you? Not happy.
So
with
Man
that.
City versus Bournemouth next. Doku was the star of the show for City against Bournemouth. How many goals was he involved in?
Rob.
Cam-
That's me. You
Well, I think
truly
it's
that.
I think that was
Rob
probably
just.
Rob. Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
I literally
Said that earlier.
I said
as well.
that before as
Yeah.
well.
Honestly, right? Yeah.
Cam's just spoiled your quiz.
Well, if
Well,
you're
Rob's
if you're
spoiling in my
listening,
answers.
Sorry, my friend.
Don't
right.
touch my leg like that.
Oh, never mind. I forgot that this next question you can get 3 points.
Oh.
Yeah,
So, other than Doku, can you name 3 players who scored for City in that
Rob.
game?
Me.
You've interrupted.
He's Outrage.
Rob.
Robbery!
No,
You didn't interrupt.
You did it. No, you
I've
did.
been-
We've got it recorded.
You
Rob.
do that.
You did.
I have been robbed!
I-
You're not even gonna get it right.
No, because I can't
You interrupted me as I was saying in
Did
that game.
Akanji didn't score, did he?
Off a kanji.
Yeah, a kanji.
Oh yeah, one of doctors. Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
could have.
I could have had a kanji as
Yeah,
well.
you could have had a kanji.
I've been robbed on the biggest night of my life.
Mate, you literally interrupted him and then went, I didn't interrupt you.
We've got it on.
I can't wait for
record.
you to go back and realise that you say your full stop as I say Rob.
I
didn't
don't
say full stop.
Why would he say full stop? That would be
No,
silly.
I-
to say.
you said that in your sentence. I've been fucking robbed. I've been
Nah,
robbed.
You always
You're
rob,
not.
I told you.
Robbed!
Well, if you're right, I'll retrospectively give
But you're not,
you
so-
1 point.
Right.
You're not.
I've been
not.
robbed.
Right.
Can't believe I've
Next
been
is Sheffield versus Wolves. So 4 points, I think, are up for grabs. If I've.
Mm.
Oh no, there is another 3-point question,
Oh hey.
Still got a chance,
but
Rob.
not in the Sheffield
Still got a
Wolves.
chance, Cam.
Still got a chance, Cam.
So Sheffield versus Wolves, yeah.
Yeah.
Sheffield United secured a late winner against Wolves. What minute was Oliver Norwood's penalty
Ooh.
scored?
Rob. 90 plus 10.
Well done, correct.
I was going to say 7, I'd have been wrong. Obviously.
11.
He does really
6-2.
long-winded questions, so I keep wanting to say Rob. I'm trying to anticipate
You gotta
the
be
full stop.
patient. You gotta be patient.
I'm not patient because you're quick on the buzzer.
You ready? Right. Sheffield scored their first 3 points of the season, taking their tally to 4. Who did they draw against for their other 1 point?
Me. Burnley.
Wrong.
Rob. Everton.
Correct.
Oh, Burnley drew a Forest.
I wouldn't have let him go anyway.
Did I interrupt?
No, you said me, and your name's not me.
No, we've clarified that.
I've said that about 5 times in
Oh,
Finland.
right, okay.
I
Sorry.
apologise for my
I-
outrage.
I was
about my
Burnley
robbery.
drew a
I
Forest.
actually annoyed me because I'm really competitive.
Right,
Such a
it's
dog.
now 11-7. 11-7-2. This next question is a 3-pointer. Rob, you could make it
What game is it?
11-10-2.
What game
It's
is it?
Arsenal Newcastle.
I was there.
Oh.
Oh, get in.
They say this is their expertise field.
But yeah, so 3 players received a 5 out of 10 rating in the Arsenal Newcastle game. Can you name those 3 players?
Wait, is it for both teams?
Yeah, it's 3
That's
players.
very hard.
Received.
Is
a
that the
5
lowest rating?
Yeah.
Me. Do I get a point for everyone I get
Point for
right?
everyone.
Okay.
Oh,
So I'm going to go with Kai Havertz.
that's
There's one.
Is one. I'm going to go with Fabian Shaw.
Wrong. So you got 1 point.
Rob, okay, this is a
So there's 2 more
wild-
points.
This is a mad guess. One of them I'm going to go with Jorginho.
Wrong. Cameron.
I thought you was... Oh, I know who it is.
I think I,
both teams.
Yeah, so 3 players in that whole game.
Can we carry on going after this?
No, it's...
I want to see who I think anyway, but like, obviously not.
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
put
you
it.
can say who you think. But 3 players received a 5 out of 10 rating in the Arsenal Newcastle game. Can you name... Well, 3 players. It's 2 now, because...
I've
Joe
said
got
Havertz.
So can you name the other 2 players? Can you get yourself to a tally of 4?
How many am I going to get? 8?
I'm trying to think.
Uh,
I'm trying to think
No,
because
7.
Seven.
there was a
So
few.
it's over
There was
for
a
me
few
now.
changes and people
Brilliant.
came on late. So I'm trying to think if it's them.
Oh, wait, I was just thinking starting 11, to be fair. Is it not just people who started?
I'm not going to lie. They're in the starting 11 for both teams.
Oh, they were in the starting
Yeah,
11.
I was thinking
Oh,
that anyway.
wow.
Yeah, one of them. I know.
Fucking no chance, yeah, man.
Who's
the
name a
first-
player?
Just
Who
name...
was the first one?
Kai Havertz was one.
Have it. I'm gonna go.
Come on, just name a player.
Nah, I think I would say Trippier. He didn't have a
Wrong.
good game.
Is it Callum Wilson and Saka by any chance?
Nope.
I was gonna say Gabriel.
Nope. It was Bruno Guimaraes
Oh,
and
wow.
Eddie Nketiah.
I thought Bruno.
Oh, yeah,
had
I
good-
I was
know
gonna
he had
gonna
a-
say Eddie.
Yeah, yeah, probably got a
forgot
few
Eddie
points
was
off Guimaraes because he was going around punching people.
Yeah.
I thought he had a good game
Bruno
outside
and
of
Havertz
that.
both got points knocked off because of...
Yeah,
their
I think he
talent
murdered
and
somebody.
stuff.
I thought didn't think Bruno had
Well,
a bad game.
Joe has won this week, but we do
Yeah.
have a
3 more
question.
points. 3 more points, yeah.
No, just 1, sorry.
Oh.
Actually, I'll turn it into a... No, I won't.
Prank him, John.
I thought I could change it into a 2-point question, but there's no point anyway. So, Arsenal managed 11 corners in the game. How many did Newcastle have?
Rob, is it 8?
Wrong.
Just took a guess.
Me. Now, before I answer this, I'm going to go off the fact Rob said he always... You said something yesterday, you always put over 15 corners,
I said 14.
and there wasn't, I'm sure you said. So I'm going to say 3, Newcastle.
Wrong.
I usually put over 14 corners because it's like very good odds.
Yeah.
We sometimes do get it.
2.
Wrong.
Is it?
One.
I've got another one. Another guess. Is by any chance is it 11?
Nope.
Okay, it doesn't
You
matter.
think you got 11 corners?
Big fat zero.
No,
You
no.
got 0
No corners.
Did
corners.
not have
corners.
one corner in
That's
that game.
strange
That's
for
odd,
us. We
yeah.
usually get loads of
Yeah.
corners in games.
Obviously, you'd think that the goal came from a corner, but obviously
Yeah, it
didn't. 'Cause
didn't.
It came from the area of the corner, but
Yeah, mad. Now I think back to the
0
game, I don't
corners.
remember us having a
There was
corner.
11 corners in the game.
Should
and
we
Arsenal-
do our 11s now?
Yeah.
Throw
So
my phone over.
the score was 12-7-2. Joe wins.
Good game, Joe. Honestly, right, fair enough. Maybe I did interrupt, but I knew I'd interrupted. That's why I outraged the way I did.
Yeah, it was obvious.
Can you sit that back down, please?
I reckon after what we should do with these 11s, we should
Why have we
vote
been-
who's got the best 11 because we'll all have
Yeah,
different
yeah.
11s. Obviously, you can't vote for yourself.
I'm quite chuffed with mine. So
I think mine's okay.
to explain, because we haven't explained it just yet, Rob came up with an idea for us to pick our Premier League 11, our best Premier League 11, but you only allowed a player per club. So,
Yes, sir.
say if you pick Erling Haaland up front, you can have no more Man City players, so you've got to be strategic with who you pick.
Strategic.
So,
Goalkeeper.
yeah, should we do goalkeepers like round?
Yeah, I reckon we'll do our
Yeah.
goalies, then we all do our back fours, then we
Yeah.
do our midfield threes. And
So goalkeeper, I've got Emmy Martinez.
Yeah, okay, start.
Same.
So,
I'll
Rob
start.
started.
no, Martin, I've got Jordan Pickford.
Oh, okay, no, nice. I've got Emi Martinez.
Yeah, I've got Emmy as well.
I've
Yeah.
got Emmy. Yeah.
So that's
Fair enough.
Villa and
Fair enough.
Everton.
Are we
with
doing
Joe?
our entire back fours?
Yeah,
as one?
entire back four because
Yeah,
like
so
Right.
Joe, you start with
my
your
back four is Kieran Trippier,
Right.
Virgil van Dijk,
Ooh.
Lewis Dunk,
Ooh.
and Luke Shaw.
I
Okay.
was gonna go a very similar way to you.
Really good.
I
Thanks,
literally no. I had his back four except for the left back different for like until this morning. So
Right.
I'll go next unless you want to go and go clockwise because
No, you go.
I've got Rico Henry left back. Then I've got
Right.
Saliba, Dunk, and Reece James.
You've used the Arsenal players as centre half. Nice. Okay.
It's a good back four.
I've
I like his better.
Robertson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Andy Robbo.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the best left backs in the league. To be
I
fair.
know, but yeah, left back.
Tarkowski.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva. And
Ooh.
Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, that's
Oh.
filthy. That's actually
That's-
disgraceful.
Mate,
Okay.
right, can I just add something? I found out about this at about
Yeah. To be fair.
like
No,
just
no,
after
no,
10
no,
o'clock.
I found out about this.
Hang on. You actually found out.
You actually found out
A few
about it the
days ago.
same time
You
as
just
us.
decided to not do
You
it.
just decided
till-
to be
Yeah, well, I
10 o'clock
forgot.
this
I
morning.
forgot. Busy
Anyway.
man.
Busy man.
Mine.
Not watching
was-
sport, but busy man.
Yeah. Mine was Reece
Just like
James.
Charles.
Reece James at right back.
I like that.
Lewis Dunk.
Like that.
Mark Gahey from
Ooh, good
Palace.
shout, good shout.
And Rico Henry at left back from Brentford.
Decent.
I think so far, in my opinion, his defense is the
Yeah,
best.
mine stinks, man.
I quite like
Right.
my team actually. I think I've got a decent team.
Midfield
Mid-
three. Joe?
Shall I go? I've got Douglas Luiz,
Okay.
Enzo Fernandez,
Okay.
and KDB.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll go. I've got Declan Rice, KDB, and Lucas Paqueta.
I've even
got-
got a West Ham player.
I've got Declan Rice, Bruno,
Yeah.
and James Madison.
This is where
Oh wow.
I like his midfield. This is where mine's a bit thingy. I've gone. So I had the choice between. He's gone Enzo. I had the choice between either Enzo and Trippier or James and Bruno Guimaraes, which I've done. Then I've gone Rodri because I wanted a proper number 6 and Bruno Fernandes. Even though he hasn't had the best of seasons.
Yeah, I'm not
he's
gonna lie. I
he's
actually
a top player.
forgot about Man United when I did mine.
Nah,
so
Bruno
I
Fernandes
probably
just.
would have put.
I know
Bruno
he's had a bad
Fernandes
season, but you
instead of
can't.
He's good. He's a really
You
good
can't
player,
underestimate
I
how
forgot
good
about Man
that guy
United
is.
until the end, and that's why I put Wan-Bissaka right
I
back.
probably would replace Paqueta with Bruno Fernandes, but I
Then
just decided to keep.
My
it.
front three is Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, and Heung-min Son.
Okay. I've got Mohamed Salah, Callum Wilson, and Heung-min Son.
You've got Wilson over Isaac. That is
Yeah.
disgraceful.
I think he's a better number 9.
That is disgusting. That might be the worst thing anyone's ever said on this podcast. Wilson over Isaac's criminal.
Eddie Howe does it quite a lot.
Yeah. What?
What when Isaac's not fit?
No, Eddie Howe often benches Isaac. You can't even
Yeah.
see he
Yeah,
does it. He
to
does.
rest him because it's too awkward. No, Wilson's terrible. Wilson's
What?
so
How
bad.
can you say Wilson's
I
terrible?
don't like Wilson.
He's the second top scorer of all time. in the
Mate,
Premier
what are
League.
you
Yeah.
doing? What about?
No, he fell off drastically this season.
Anyway,
Because
anyway.
he's the only striker.
He's not
he's
even
got no
half.
rest.
Anthony Gordon's
Isaac's
preferred up
fucking-
front to him.
Who's your front three, Rob?
Well, okay,
Neto,
name me
Salah,
name me
Son.
one game Anthony Gordon has started central of the 3.
Man United.
Well,
Man
what,
United
in the
and
cup?
second
In
second
the
half
cup?
yesterday. Who came on a half time up front? Anthony
Yeah,
Gordon.
at half time. Did he start though?
Yeah, because we rested
He was
him,
on the
and
fucking
he came on
bench
for
last
Wilson.
night,
Do
lad.
you know why? Because Wilson's probably faking an injury because he's not cut out for that level.
Boys, calm down.
Why are you
Mate.
so against your own player?
Because
Yeah,
Wilson
you're-
over Isaac is
Can I
baffling
just
to
see
me.
my front three?
Because
Yeah, let Cam say his
picked-
front
I didn't even
I
get to
picked
say
the
mine.
Premier League
You
like
did?
of this
Oh, did I?
season, and Isaac, I hardly ever
you
played
went
this
off,
season.
you went off in that much of a tangent that you didn't even realise you said your front
Wilson
three.
over Isaac's criminal. Sorry, Neto, Son, Salah's.
You
my-
already said it. You said it.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's made me feel
I've went
sick.
Neto, Haaland, and Jared Bowen.
I like that.
Right, so let's go through all of our teams. So I'm going to go through mine again.
Right.
Pickford, Trippier, Van Dijk, Dunk, Shaw, Louise, Enzo, KDB, Saka, Tony, Son. Rob?
Martinez, Saliba, Dunk, Reece James, Rico Henry, Rodri, Bruno Guimaraes, Bruno Fernandes, Neto, Salah, Son.
Cam?
Martinez, Robertson, Tarkowski, Thiago Silva, Wan-Bissaka, Rice, Madison, Bruno,
I like the midfield.
Haaland, Neto, Bowen.
I like front
Midfield.
three now. Midfield and front three is good. Your defence lets you down a little
If you had a
bit.
better defence, yeah.
Finn?
Mine's Martinez, James, Dunk, Gahey, Henry, Rice, KDB, probably Fernandes over Paqueta, but I've got Paqueta. Then Salah, Wilson, Son.
Whose is the best and who we're voting for?
Probably Joe's.
I'll say
I reckon.
Joe's.
What's your midfield again?
Look at him, he's going to try and
No,
back
I'll
it.
just.
My midfield.
Yeah.
Douglas Luiz, Enzo Fernandez and Kevin De Bruyne.
I mean, I'd put mine up there, but
I think...
Would you rather Enzo, Louise, and De Bruyne or Rodri, Bruno Guimaraes, Bruno Fernandes? Because I'd rather mine personally, but his defence is better. Wait, what's your defence again? I think
Trippier.
it's close between mine and yours.
Trippier, Van
You're out
Dijk.
because Wilson's up front.
Trippier, Van Dijk, Dunk, Shaw.
Mate, I'll give
And
that
yours would have
I
won if
will
your defence
just
was
mute
better.
your mic
I
again.
know.
Like,
Yours was
defence
good.
is stinging,
No, if you
but
had a
the
better
rest of
defence,
it's
I think
alright.
because
Yeah.
I like what he's done with his midfield. We've both opted for Son. I think mine and yours is close.
Initially, when we said we couldn't have Tony, I had Son up front and Neto on the left. But then when we said we could have Tony, I moved Son
I think
to the
mine
left.
and his are close. I think put it as a poll on Instagram.
well, no, because you're just gonna abuse it.
Why would I? You can only
There's
vote.
no-
You're
there's
gonna,
no
You're going to
point.
make about 20 fake accounts. and
Yeah.
you
go
can
on
only
and
vote
that
once. I've only got one Instagram account. Might as
doesn't
well
mean you
fight
can't
you
make
seven.
more.
I don't understand your.
When
stance on
Callum
this,
Wilson hater number 4
No, I
says
know. I
Finn's
just
is
no,
rubbish.
what I hear is
He's
the
a Newcastle fan who sits
No,
at
no, no.
home sits at his home in a fucking armchair.
No,
and he
no, no, no.
absolutely
In Norwich.
hates
no,
his
I
number
don't
9.
hate Callum Wilson. I just
You-
don't get how you
What
can.
did you say you hate him?
No,
Yeah,
I
no,
hate him
stop,
compared to
stop.
Isaac.
Right.
Come on, because this
Let's
is.
move on to the
Anyway,
Premier
let's
League
move on.
fixtures
Oh my God, that
for the
pissed
predictions
me off
next
so much.
season.
Why has that pissed you off?
You're the
Because
one who said that you hate Callum Wilson, and now saying
Compared
that you don't.
no, because how on earth can you opt for Wilson over Isaac? I'd love to know.
Eddie Howe does it quite a lot.
Yeah,
I,
your manager does
I
it, lad.
agree. I think Isaac's better than Wilson, but
He's
Eddie Howe
10
does it
times
quite
the
a lot.
player. 10 times the player. Honestly, that's actually made me depressed because people say that, and sometimes I just drop.
I
my
hate
head in
Callum
shit.
Wilson. I don't hate Callum Wilson.
No,
Anyway,
I do hate
Wolves
Callum
Tottenham.
Wilson.
Joe, what do you think?
What? Sorry.
Wolves Tottenham.
Wolves,
Let's move
Tottenham
on to the
Hotspur.
predictions.
So annoyed.
It's going to be Tottenham. It's going to be 2-2. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be 2-2.
2-2.
I'm telling you. It's
Spurs
gonna
up.
be-
Do you read
Cameron?
the Premier League script? Like?
Yeah, it's going
I
2-2.
think 2-1 Tottenham.
I'm just worried about Tottenham's suspensions and injuries and things.
I'm gonna put 1-1. I reckon. Rob, not like it matters, but
What
Rob,
do you mean not like it matters?
Rob,
What do you mean not like it matters?
Rob.
What do you
Answer
mean?
his question.
Yeah,
No, I want to
Rob?
know. Okay, 1-0 Tottenham.
Nice.
I would love to know what you mean by not. Oh, he said Wilson over Isaac.
The first 3 o'clock kickoff
Steam.
is at Old Trafford. Man United Luton.
Ooh. That's going to be
1-0 United.
2-0 United.
2-0.
Yeah.
Rob,
Sorry, who's the game again?
see,
No, I'm sorry. I'm still.
Man United v Luton.
not like it matters.
2 on Man United. I know it's because I'm fuming. That's why.
Mate, that's such a random thing to get for you and all.
Because you don't understand.
I do.
You don't. It's like
I do. I totally understand, but like, it's not that big a deal.
no, it is to me. No, I just don't get it.
Are you good friends with Isaac? Is that what it is?
Nah, he's my boy, man.
Anyway,
It's because I'm getting a number 14.
Arsenal Burnley.
You didn't say an answer, did you, for Man United?
I've put 2-0. Sorry.
2-0.
I don't remember what I put. I think
It's
I put
because
2-1.
he's just fucking yapping too much.
I'm not talking.
Anyway.
What?
That is
You're
a
right, lad.
strange thing to say. As you're talking. I'm not talking.
Anyway,
Literally, the only reason I
anyway,
didn't say my prediction was because
continue.
you were talking. Arsenal Burnley, and it's at Arsenal.
4-0 Arsenal. No. 3-0. 3-0. 4-0's maybe a bit ambitious.
I'm gonna copy yours.
3-0.
I'm going to take Joe's first answer. I'm going to go 4-0.
I'm gonna copy Joe's answer and go 3-0.
Finally.
I'm gonna go
Right.
2-0.
You're doing great.
Doing great.
The next 3 o'clock kickoff is at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace Everton.
Ooh, that's a toughie. Palace Everton. I'm gonna go Crystal Palace 1, Everton 1.
Wait, is it Selhurst?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be a good game, that. I'm going to go 1-1.
Just copying Joe now, aren't you?
Sorry.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Palace.
Palacio.
I'm going to 2-1 Palace, just because they're at home.
I could see that going. It's one of those games.
Yeah,
where you could
that's a
see it
really
going.
tough one to call.
Sometimes when it can go either way, I just stick in the middle and hope it's a draw.
That's what I've done now, 1-1.
Yeah, we've got the 5:30 kick-off on Saturday.
Who is it?
I don't know, do you want to say?
Yet again, primetime Saudi Arabia viewing for the 6th time this
It's
season.
Sorry, I don't think my
Vitality
fantastic talk
Stadium.
came off enough there.
Bournemouth versus Newcastle.
We always struggle against
Might
Bournemouth.
be a bit of a European hangover, you know.
We always struggle.
got
against
injuries.
We always struggle against Bournemouth. We
think
always
I'm
draw with
going
them.
to say 1-1.
Yeah, I was thinking 2-2.
Just because I back Newcastle every week, no matter who we playing against, home or away, I'm going to say 2-0 Bournemouth. 2-0 Newcastle. I'm going to say 2-0. No, I just don't see where we're going to get goals from.
You've just said 2-0 Newcastle.
So
So
I'm
you're
gonna
going
say-
to have to get them somewhere.
Nah, we'll get them off corners, 2-0 Newcastle. I just don't see us scoring against them.
But you've said 2-0.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Cam.
What are your
Injuries, though.
sayings at the moment?
Got tons of injuries. I'm gonna go.
What point we don't have Isaac?
Got Wilson.
I'm gonna go
He's going to score a hat-trick in the weekend,
2-0
isn't he?
Newcastle.
He's definitely going to score 3 at the weekend.
2-0 Newcastle, yeah.
2-0 Newcastle.
No, but he will against them clubs. He loves the
with
Bournemouths.
with
West Ham.
Sean Longstaff getting injured.
It's a very specific
What's
prediction.
going on with these Newcastle fans at the moment?
I think I just can see another injury coming.
Yeah, if Longstaff gets injured this weekend, I'm gonna ring the Premier League, say, look, I think something's going on. Cam predicted this exact injury.
60
the
second.
first 2 o'clock kick-off on Sunday is Aston Villa Fulham.
3-1 Villa. Villa don't keep clean sheets. Defensively, they're terrible, but
Yeah.
3-1 Villa.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Villa.
I'm gonna copy Joe and go 2-1 Villa.
I'm going to say this is a game we keep a clean sheet and go 2-0. Just
2-0.
because I think Fulham are a bit toothless.
I think Willian will score left.
Fulham are a little bit too.
I think Willian will find space on the left foot across the face of goal. Martinez won't get it. I'll call the goal as well.
The
That's where Villa will open.
second 2 o'clock kick-off of 4 this weekend is Brighton Sheffield at the Amex.
Oh.
That's where they get back to winning ways. I reckon
Yeah.
I reckon 2-0 Brighton.
Yeah, I was going to say 2-0.
I reckon 3-0 Brighton.
I reckon back to winning ways this weekend. I don't see any way they lose that.
I'll go.
5-1 Sheffield United. Do it.
I'll go. Yeah, 2-0 Brighton.
Bloody hell, 3 of us are on 2-0 Brighton.
It's going to be 3-0.
I hope so. That's what I've got.
It could be more. It could easily be a lot more than 2. I just don't think Brighton have been that good, so it's safe.
Next is West Ham Forest at the
That's
West
another
Ham
toughie.
Stadium.
Wait, is it at London Stadium?
Yeah.
I think
West Ham 2-1.
I'm gonna go.
Forest away form's terrible.
I'm gonna go 1-1. I think I've got a lot of draws.
You back West Ham to lose every weekend.
Yeah.
He's just put a draw.
Sorry, no, not win. Sorry, not win. Like every weekend.
And they got beat on the weekend. That was right.
Yeah, you were. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just
I'm
saying
gonna
you
go
must have some.
I'm gonna go
I
3-1
think-
West Ham.
Any chance that there's a slight link to your hatred towards David Moyes?
I don't like David Moyes, but nah, I just don't rate them. I don't think they're all that.
I'm going to put 2-1 Forest.
Forest aren't good away.
I don't know. I
Just fancied them.
different.
That was the same with my Everton prediction in the weekend. Last time I just fancied them.
The last of the 2 o'clock kick-offs on Sunday is Liverpool Brentford at Anfield.
I think 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool.
The way you said that was like it was different. Like 3-1 Liverpool.
What did you put 3-0?
3-1.
Oh shit, no, sorry.
you just repeated it and went. I think it'll be 3-1.
3-0.
Oh, yeah.
3-0. I'll change that.
Clean sheet.
Sorry. In my head I said
That's why I was
3-2.
confused. You like I went 3-1 Liverpool. You went. I think it's gonna be 3-1 Liverpool.
I'm going to put 2-0 Liverpool. I don't know why. I think Brentford probably will score, but just to be different. And then the big 4:30 kick-off
This is a big one.
that Anthony Taylor's been promoted for. Chelsea Man
see.
City at Stamford Bridge.
I think that's gonna finish up 3-1 to Man City.
Oh, I was going to say that, you bastard.
You still
You
can.
can't.
Yeah, I will. But I just wanted my own prediction, you know.
2-0 City.
2-0. You think they'll not score?
I don't think they'll score.
Does
Rob?
City?
Actually,
Let me cook. I'm gonna go 1-1. Let me cook.
Yeah, I think City.
John Stones is out, isn't he?
Is he?
Johnny.
Yeah, they've got enough good players though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, stick with. I'll keep.
I don't know
So
why.
yeah.
Chelsea at the bridge.
What's wrong with Stones like? Is he hurt again?
I think he was it not last. Was it last
Cole
night?
Palmer's gonna score against City. Oh my god,
He got
Chelsea
injured last
2-1.
night.
Cole Palmer and Sterling for vibes.
I was listening
And
on
Kovacic
TalkSport-
for City.
listening on
And
TalkSport
Kovacic
this morning.
just for the boys.
I didn't know Stones was hurt.
Johnny.
Yeah, he came off in the 46th minute
Last
Oh.
night or
last night. Last night.
No, I didn't watch last night.
Uh,
Is that all of them?
Yeah,
Other than
so-
Monday Night
yeah, I
Football?
think
all the Premier
we've
League predictions.
Yeah, we've got our predictions locked in. Instagram post will be up soon to confirm that before the weekend. It's been good talking.
Yeah.
Are you
apart
going to
from-
clarify that there's no podcast next week?
Well, yeah. Well, there's not an official podcast next week, but we are going to be pre-recording a quiz-style episode, which is fitting because the international break is boring anyway.
Yeah, no one cares.
And England only played 2 games that
And we don't have
literally
access,
not matter.
and we're not here to
Yeah,
access,
and-
and
yeah.
we're not here to access the
And we're not
facilities.
here, but
So we're being lazy.
But you know, I'm going to put a wild
We're not-
prediction
we're
out there. England will win both games.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Wow. You know what, Joe?
North
That
Macedonia.
That is.
Wait,
that's
one
absolute
more
outrageous.
thing. Is there any outside shouts who anyone will think will get in the squad tomorrow who was in the last one? Anyone got any?
Maybe Sterling will get in, but it won't be anything outrageous.
I don't think Anthony Gordon's going to get in, unfortunately.
Nah,
which is-
Southgate doesn't really do outrageous things, does he?
I think Sterling will because he deserves to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Rashford. Well, Rashford won't be in because he's injured.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Yeah.
Sterling for Rashford.
And then Saka will probably be back in the squad as
Saka
well.
will be back in the squad.
But Saka was in the squad anyway, wasn't he? But then he pulled out injured,
yeah.
so
Was born in the last squad.
yeah.
Could
So-
say Gordon for born.
Nah, I don't think.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyways,
But we
in
spoke.
national break, we'll beat
yeah.
Malta 9-0.
Next week will be a short episode, and yeah, we'll see you then.
Adios.
bye.
Ezgan Alioski.